Welcome in, Bucks fans. The Milwaukee Bucks lose to the Miami Heat. They are the third team to get upset by an 8 seed in the first round of the playoffs as the Heat win the series in a gentleman's sweep. Not only did you lose the series to the Miami Heat, you lost the series by winning only one game against the 8 seed, the Miami Heat. One game. That's the only game you won, was one single freaking game. You lost in overtime, 128 to 126. I don't even know where to begin. Nathan Marzian's not on the show tonight. He went to the Bucks game, and I'm sure he is taking it very hard. DJGA from Hot 105.7 is supposed to join us, but we're having some issues, so I'm not sure if he'll join us or not. So you may be just you and me going forward with this bad boy going forward. I am so mad by what I just watched. You had a 16-point lead, people. A 16-point lead. And you blew it. Why did you blow it? Because you couldn't score. They had 3 field goals. 3 in the entire fourth quarter. 3 damn field goals. You are paying Chris Middleton a boatload of money. You are paying Drew Holiday a boatload of money. You are paying Giannis more than both of them. You had 3 field goals the entire fourth quarter. Giannis couldn't hit free throws to save his damn life. We're going to blame a lot of people on this show, right? We're going to blame a lot of people. But I want you to remember, Giannis should not go unscathed in this whole thing. You cannot be as bad as he was at the line tonight in a must-win game, and you are the greatest player on your team, and really the greatest player in the NBA. We've been saying that all year, last several years. Dude, got to hit your free throws. Has to happen, man. Then you allowed Jimmy Butler to ignite himself when really he was okay, right? I mean, he's missing stuff off the front. He wasn't hitting free throws. And you're like, okay, this is a kind of an okay, normal Jimmy game. And then what happened? What happened? Him and Drew Holiday started drawing back and forth after an and one by Butler. He said something to Drew. This was I think it was in the fourth quarter. Drew said something back like it wasn't on me. And from that moment forward, Jimmy Butler went into, I'm going to beat this team by myself, and it's all because of Drew Holiday. That's exactly what happened. Go back, rewind. When you see Butler and Holiday start, and then you see Holiday all of a sudden press up and really start playing some defense on Jimmy Butler, and then the jawing started. Then Jimmy Butler tries for the kill shot 3 towards the end of regulation, misses it. Now you're up 2. And he does some lollygag, falling down, throw up a prayer, hits the damn basket to send this stupid thing to overtime. And when you go to overtime, let's be honest. Did you, your friends, your family members, anybody think the Bucks had a legitimate chance to win this basketball game at that point? They showed the camera showed the guys on the bench demoralized. Completely demoralized. The Heat come out, Bucks come out, start overtime, and now you're watching going, now they're really in trouble. And with a couple minutes left, I'm going, they're done. And I typed up the overlay, Bucks lose to the Heat in game 5. Miami wins the series. And yet, they still had a chance at the end of overtime to tie this damn thing and send it to a double overtime. You had 2 timeouts. Two timeouts. And your head coach, who won you a championship, used none of them and said, play on, boys. Let's see what happens with 10 seconds. Play on. So you let these guys play on. This is not the Sacramento Kings, who are a very young team trying to figure it out. This is not the Oklahoma City Thunder, a very young team trying to figure it out. These are all vets. You sent Pat Connaughton and you sent Grayson Allen back into the game. to spread it out with Giannis. Brook Lopez on the side, the whole deal. So down you come racing. Middleton and Holiday both couldn't figure it out. So then the ball ends up in Grayson freaking Allen's hands. Now, Grayson Allen, he's hit some threes. He has. He hasn't been horrible in the playoffs as far as he's hit his fair share of threes. Dude, how do you not get a damn shot off? How does that happen? You're going towards the basket. The shot clock is right there. Unless I'm missing something. Like, did it break during the game? If it did, somebody tell me, because I wasn't aware. So if providing the shot clock was working, how in the hell are you going towards the rim and don't shoot it? You don't even get an attempt at the end of overtime. This is a team that won a championship just a couple years ago. You would have thought it was their first damn time in the playoffs tonight. Had Ken Barkley on. And from You Better You Bet, does the show on BetQL Radio Network. Bonus pod. If you go to your Odyssey app, or if you download your favorite podcast for the Green and Growing podcast, you can go listen to it. We recorded it actually earlier today. And we were talking about the series. And Ken Barkley said, really, there's not been one normal game in this entire series, right? Heat shoot lights out, Bucks shoot lights out. He hit like 25 threes. Jimmy Butler scores 56. Really haven't had a normal game to really see this thing play out. And in his mind at that point, it was, hey, Bucks way better than this team. Then I see BetMGM tweet out the odds. I believe the Bucks were favored, I think, by 12.5 points. 12.5 points they were favored by. I laughed. I saw it. I laughed out loud and said, there's no way they're covering 12.5. Ain't no chance. This was before the game even started. No chance. Not happening. Not only did they not cover, they lost the damn thing. First half, you're watching this game, and you're going, okay, well, Jimmy Butler's not doing that great. Okay, fine. Gabe Vincent sheds a Fred VanVleet. I'm like, holy crap. Fred VanVleet showed up, and he's wearing a Miami Heat jersey because Fred VanVleet was hitting shot after, or not Fred VanVleet. Gabe Vincent was hitting shot after shot after shot. DJ GA joins us now from his illustrious studio. What's up, GA? How you doing, man?
Man, not good. Not good.
Not good. No, it's horrible.
Man,
really horrible. And I've just been losing my mind until you got on. Your thoughts, DJ GA, of course, catch him on Hot 105.7, a former college basketball player as well. Follow him on Twitter at DJGGEE_A. What did you make
right there? So, look, let me tell you something, Sparky. We've talked about this in the studio before, to where the Bucks just didn't look right. They didn't look like the number one seed, and then and then that fourth quarter, you see them just fall apart. And I even hate to say it, but they fell apart. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand it at all. You work this hard to get the number one seed, and you get here and lay. It's like they lost their identity.
This is what happened. I said this earlier.
What do you
Drew
think?
Holiday ignited Jimmy Butler. That's what happened in the fourth quarter. Butler hit that and one. He turned around, said something to Drew. Drew talked back. And from that moment forward, Jimmy Butler became a man possessed. Like, okay, dude, you want to run your mouth? I'll show you what I got. And away we went. Holiday started playing up more on Jimmy. And then Jimmy was hunting for shots. Like, I'm going to go win this myself. And that was it. It was different. That acrobatic falling on his butt shot to set its own up. I mean, come on, man.
All I can say is, Giannis wasn't Giannis. He had
Giannis was missing free throws, killing this team.
Like the whole team. You tweeted it out earlier. They didn't look like the number one. They haven't looked like the number one seed in the series at all.
One game
from the word go, they didn't look like the number one seed. And I'm not in the locker room, Sparky. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. I have never seen the number one seed play like a number 9 seed. I've never seen that.
They won one game in a series against an 8. That's a gentleman's sweep by the Miami Heat over the Milwaukee Bucks. They won twice in Milwaukee in 5 games.
Man, look, I had this. Can you hear this? I had this ready to play.
Yeah.
No.
No, nothing. No.
No.
It's all done.
Nothing.
You had a 16-point lead to start the fourth quarter. Now, tell me this. You played college basketball. How is it? With 10 seconds to go, you get the ball at the end of overtime. You have 2 timeouts, and Bud says, go ahead. Now, like I said earlier, you're not the Thunder. You're not that young. You're not Sacramento with no playoff experience. You just won a championship 2 years ago. So Bud's going, I trust my guys to get a shot with 10 seconds. Go ahead. Not only does Middleton not get a shot, Holiday don't get a shot. Somehow or another, it ends up in Grayson Allen's damn hands. He's looking at the basket and at the shot clock and doesn't get a shot.
This is, like you said, so pissed. What saved them last year was Giannis was playing out of his mind. Giannis was, this is a game he should have had 50. The game in Miami, he should have had 50. And I hate to put it on his shoulders like that, but that's what they needed him to do. That's what saved them all those when they won the first one.
He couldn't hit a jump shot to save his life.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, they were not the same team regular season that they were in the playoffs. I don't know what happened. I don't know if because Giannis was hurt. I don't know, but they were not the same team that we seen in the regular season. They were not. And I'm like Drew, like you said, Drew couldn't even hit a shot. Usually Drew was clutch. Drew during the regular season, you need a basket, he go get it. No, he couldn't hit anything.
He was
had
chasing Jimmy Butler around this whole damn series.
He had 1 3-pointer in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
After that, and then in Miami, he had that turnover at the top. They are not the same team that they were in the regular season, and I don't know what happened.
This is the thing.
I have no idea.
You and I talked about this before this game, and I said last game, okay, Jimmy gets going. You can double him. You can trap him. You can put Giannis on him. There are things you can do. What happened? We come back this game, and there were switches where Giannis ended up on him. And almost every time Giannis ended up on him, what did he do? Pass it away. You drive, not doing it, take it away.
That's
and
true.
Then what was he doing? Then he was hunting to find Middleton on the switch to get Drew off of him, to get Middleton. And if anybody else, if Giannis was on him, he'd find Drew Holiday to get Drew on him. He didn't want to deal with Giannis. And even towards the end of the fourth quarter, when he gets going, you still refuse to send 2 guys at him. Make somebody else beat you. And Bud refused.
Yeah. I'm telling you now, I say that because when they won the first championship, Giannis carried them, right? And a lot of the coaching mistakes that people were talking about were all erased because they won a championship. Now, this one, they're getting them. I turned on the TV and the other coaches was talking about that out of bounds play. Well, usually you keep your big man in and left. I was like, ooh wee. They came out and said on that out of bounds play, everybody runs that. You always keep your big man in. This is right out the break. They were talking to the coaches. They was like, yeah, I don't know what was going on. And then I got on you with you. I was like, ooh, Bud is gonna take the brunt of this.
Sure he is. He's gonna take some of it.
He's gonna take it.
No doubt. Again, you can watch us streaming on YouTube on our Odyssey Sports page, Green and Growing, if you want to chime in. Texas Badger, and I deserve this. I went off on Texas Badger after they lost game 2, and everybody was it game 3? I don't know, one of them. And I went off on everybody. Dude, everybody calm the hell down. They just won a championship. They're going to win the series. Everybody relax, whatever.
Right.
Texas Badger says, hey, want to use your expert analysis, Sparky, and tell us how the Bucks are still going to win this series? Yeah, you're right, Texas Badger. That's fine. Yeah. I deserve that. That's totally
fine. Hey, what you say? Hey, you're not Dylan Brooks. You're not running from the smoke.
No, that's fine. I don't care. I'll take the heat. Whatever. Again, if you went and talked to any of these analysts, they all would have told you the same thing. They could probably still come back and win this series. I still don't think most believe they would lose the series even coming into today's game.
I said they were going to win this one by double digits, but we talked about it. I was worried about going back to Miami. Well, guess I ain't got to worry about that.
No, don't.
Hey,
now it's going to be like the 90s and we get to watch the Heat and Knicks play.
Hey, gone fishing.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Cade on YouTube has this comment. With this loss, what does this mean for Bud going forward? Where should the blame fall? That's from Cade. Commenting on the YouTube Odyssey Sports page.
It's Bud. Everybody's going to be ripping him. They were already ripping him after this loss. And you seen it. Sparky, the first thing you said, man, well, why would they do that? Yeah. Oh, bruh. The only thing saving Bud right now is that they won a championship before. So he's gonna take some heat. But I tell you what, next year, if they don't get to the finals, it's his job.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
I can almost guarantee that.
Right, but Bucks fans want his job now. Like, Bucks fans want him gone tonight. If you took a survey of Bucks fans right now, they would all tell you, get him out of here.
Of course they gonna say that now. Right now, of course, because the wound, but I mean,
I don't think it happens. Now, a lot of people want to say, well, Jimmy Haslam's there, the Cleveland Browns owner, who's now part owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. By the way, I don't think they've won a game since he officially signed his share of ownership. Huh?
Are we cursed?
Jimmy Haslam is the problem. I didn't want him as part owner regardless. Either way, we're stuck.
Everybody said that.
Yeah, nobody wanted him. So anyways, so now he's part owner. Now, again, he does not have the governorship role for the first 5 years. Wes Edens still has it. Now, Wes Edens likes Bud. Wes Edens was pretty much the guy that brought Bud in. So I think Bud still gets some grace here. The bigger issue is going to be Brook Lopez is a free agent. Chris Middleton has a player option to pick up or decline.
Mm-hmm.
I argue if they lose Brook, it's a wrap because they don't have anybody that can replace Brook Lopez inside. Nobody.
Why would they lose him though? You think he would want to leave?
All I'm saying, I don't know who's got free agent money and who doesn't, but there aren't many guys that can do what he does in the NBA right now.
No, not at all.
That can block at that level, be a defensive player of the year candidate, and then drift outside and knock down threes.
Yep.
There's just not many guys like that, right?
Yeah, man, Sparky, let me ask you this. Like, what do you think was the problem? I don't understand where their fight was. And like I said, Giannis what happened between the end of the season to now to where they look like a shell of themselves? I don't, as a hooper, still got that fire in my watching the game, like, come on, y'all.
They look tired and old.
They look tired. I said that. They look tired. They definitely look tired. I'm like, but y'all had like a week off, like before the playoffs even started. I don't understand where their fight went. I don't understand.
And then Middleton's unconscious. Then he gets his fifth foul, and out he goes, and that was it. Because there was nobody else could be able to score the basketball once Middleton went out. And then once you took Middleton out, you just froze him completely out at that point after 5 fouls. Yeah. By the time you bring him back in, it's all done. And the other thing we haven't talked about, and Bud has done this, I swear to God, all year. Taking that stupid challenge that you have early in a game, or early in the first quarter. That is the dumbest thing. I don't care how badly they screw up a call. You don't burn challenges in the first half of any damn NBA game. You save them for end of game situations. Period. End of story. And he uses it because Giannis was upset about the whole thing, whatever. Now, again, looking at it, dude's clearly moving. I think they should have overturned it in favor of the Bucks, but that's besides the point because he could have used it later in the game, and instead it's gone.
Yeah. Like you definitely should save your challenges for the end of the game. I agree with that. I don't. It's not even that serious because they're gonna make a bad call at the end of the game all the time. So you might.
Miami uses that challenge, and what happens? They end up in a jump ball situation of all things.
Yeah, like watching the game, and I said they do not look. I said I even said this during the game. I said if they win this game, they're losing in Miami.
Yeah, I don't know if they could have won in Miami either.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, bro, because y'all barely doing it here. Like, like I said, I don't know if they need some Red Bull or something. Like you said, they look tired. They to me, they literally look disengaged. And I don't understand. I don't understand how. I don't understand.
No question. Gordy tweets at Sparky Radio. Fire Bud immediately. Hire Nurse. Shop Holiday. His age really showed in this series, but at least he lived up to the Bledsoe standard. Yikes. Middleton, too, if possible. Get rid of Grayson Allen. Horse needs to move fast. That's from Gordy tweeting at Sparky Radio.
Hey, but look, I get it, right? I get it. Everybody's upset. Like, people play like, you know, like, but I think it's something going on. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some rumblings coming out to the locker room about what was going on, because something is not right over there. You don't go from the number 1 seed to lose it to the number 7 seed,
8,
a number 8 seed, because just something. I'm telling you, something's going on. Watch it.
You say chemistry-wise, something was going on behind the scenes.
Something was going on. You could see they weren't the same. You could see it. I came from from somebody that has played high level, and I'm looking at that, and I'm not in their locker room. I think I'm not in their locker room, but something, you don't lose cohesiveness that easy. Something was going on, bro. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, something's gonna come out to be like, oh well, watch, because it had to be something going on in that locker room.
Yep. P tweets at Sparky Radio, this is a huge embarrassing team. I hate to be negative, but how the hell does this team win or have championships chance in the next couple of years? We have old players. This is a sad day. We lost to a play-in team. Embarrassing. And that is a whole nother situation, because before, when Seattle gets upset by Denver and Mutombo's lying on his back, holding up the ball or whatever, there wasn't a play-in tournament. Like, you were the 8 seed. Now, you remember Miami lost the first game in the play-in tournament, and they looked horrible. You were talking about disengaged. That's how Miami looked in that first game in the play-in tournament. Then they sneak in and get in.
Now, you know what's going to make me upset, though, because who they got to play? The Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks are next, yeah.
And if the Knicks pummel them, I'm going to be upset.
Oh, I don't think so.
Now, I'm just saying, though, because,
it's going to be a physical fight, though. I'll tell you that.
All right, well, let me ask you this, though. Well, let me ask you this. Is Miami that good, or are we just that bad?
Oh, I think the Bucks were that bad. But more importantly, I think Jimmy Butler was that good.
Oh, now, Butler
Jimmy Butler was the best player in the series, and that never should have happened.
Hooper the Hooper, baller the baller, salute. He did what he was supposed to do. He did.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to be the best player in the series, GA. Bruh. That was supposed to be Giannis.
I told you he needed 50 for him to win. He needed 50. And like I said, he missing 2. Look, and of course, I don't want to be just be on the analysis side, right? They played horrible. He missing 2 free throws. Couldn't hit a jumper to save his life. He wasn't like that last year.
No.
Remember, he would go to the cup dunking. He was doing 50. He had 52 and this guy, you just had 34.
Now again, the thing we don't know how bad his back is.
And we
don't know how bad his back is. His back may be bothering him more than we know.
I don't want to give, he's never going to say that, but he didn't look like the same Giannis. And I'm not giving no excuses to him, but how hurt was he?
Okay. Now talk about Wes Matthews, who's been sleeping in hyperbolic chambers and everything else, trying to get himself ready to come out and play. Right. That dude showed up tonight. He showed up, man. He's old. He showed up and he played. He did his part.
You could tell who was ready to play. Like I said, they just looked disengaged. Even when the Miami was coming, I don't understand how they couldn't even get a bucket in the fourth quarter. What is going on? You guys are Giannis couldn't hit a jump hook to say, they had their opportunities, Sparky.
Yeah.
They had their opportunities to go up 25, 30, matter of fact. They got every shot they wanted. They couldn't hit.
Yep. I'll tell you another guy that didn't do anything.
They couldn't hit.
Bobby Portis. He didn't score. 4 rebounds, only 17 minutes, 0 of 2 from the floor. Did nothing.
I see. That's I don't understand.
Other than get into it with Udonis Haslem. That's all he did.
Look. It said who shot 40. Bucks shot 46%. 45. Miami shot 45. Bucks had 56 rebounds, 20 assists. Miami had 25 assists. They had 5 blocks. How is that? Man, that's just crazy.
Because again, if you look at this, Bobby Portis was an instrumental bench play, right? That was a guy that was getting you double figures off the bench pretty much all year. People were talking about, 6th man of the year, Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis didn't score a damn point. Not a single point. The only thing Bobby Portis did was get into with senior citizen Udonis Haslem. That was the extent of what Bobby Portis did in this game. Y'all needed more from Bobby Portis. And I know we chanted, Bobby,
all that.
Off the game. Fine, great. Dude's got to score, man. There should be a rule. No chanting Bobby until he scores. What are we doing?
I don't, like I said, I don't understand where they went. Like you said, Bobby didn't score. They look, Giroux turn it over, can't hit. Giannis not hitting his jump shots. Like Chris Middleton heated up. I thought Chris Middleton, I was like, okay, we good now. We finna pull away. And then all of a sudden, we couldn't hit any shots. And I'm like, what is going? Like the shots that they should have been hitting, they had like 4 threes in a row. Everything short when they were up like 10.
Yep.
And they had multiple times. I was like, y'all better hurry up. Y'all. They couldn't capitalize.
Think about
Could
this.
not.
Their
They
big
couldn't.
free agent signing was Joe Ingles, right? He was hurt. So, okay, we're going to rehab him and we're going to bring him back. So they rehab him. He comes back. Doesn't look so good. Then he catches fire as we get towards the playoffs and he's hitting shots.
Yep.
And in game 2, he's hitting shots. He played 8 minutes tonight. He took 1 shot. That's all we got from Joe Ingles, the big free agent signing of the offseason. Jay Crowder, that was the guy that was going to help our wing defense, right? Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Jay Crowder looked young in the series because he didn't. But he barely played. Like, you didn't use him. He came in for 18 seconds at the end of the first half. That was it. And
That
Jay
was it.
The last 2 games.
So wait, are we saying bad coaching?
Either bad coaching or John Horst did a bad job. And the coach said, this ain't going to work. These guys aren't going to work. And I'm not playing them. I understand you spent the money sign him as a free agent. And I understand this was our big deal here to bring Jay Crowder in. So one of 2 people don't agree. Either John Horst screwed up and those guys were old and past their prime and shouldn't have been in this playoff series, or Bud screwed up and should have played them and didn't. And maybe they could have been more of a faction. I don't know. I mean, Crowder looked old to me earlier in the series, but still, you brought him in. You've got 6 fouls with Jay Crowder. I was talking to Promise about this the other day in the morning guy on 105.7. Him and I were talking about, he goes, let Crowder come in and use the 6 fouls. Let him body Jimmy and hit Jimmy. Agreed. I'm with you. Go for it. Nothing. Again, same crap as always trying to guard Jimmy Butler. The fact that you don't run double teams and don't consistently put Giannis on him, that drives me nuts. You would have thought you would have learned your lesson after the last damn game.
I just
so pissed off.
So we're talking. So he got out coached.
We got out coached. He just didn't make the adjustments that he should have made. I think. I mean, I don't know. Eric Name of The Athletic, I'm sure will have a great breakdown and he'll explain to us whatever I'm missing. But yeah, to me, look, once Jimmy got going, you had to do something.
From what I've seen, whether it's coaching or players, like I said, the Bucks from the word go, they didn't look engaged from the first game, and they never looked like the number 1 seed. And I don't know if that's the coach's fault. I kind of put it on the players because it's the playoffs. If the coach got to get you ready to play in the playoffs, something ain't right. You know what I mean?
Great.
If your coach has to get you ready to play in the NBA playoffs, why are you here?
But GA, it's an elimination game at home.
What do I need to say?
One of the series, it was an elimination game at your house.
I would have been there before. Like you said, coach wouldn't have to tell me nothing. I'd have been there ready, rearing to go. I would be dead by the end of the game. I couldn't move. I wouldn't be able to shake hands and nothing like that because I'm leaving it all on the floor. Because you have to. You trying to win, you have to. Like all this trotting down and watching the ball fall, that is not on the coach. That is on the players. And that's why I'm kind of looking like, bro, I don't know what was going on, but they were not ready. They were not ready. Go, and I don't understand.
Jason tweets at Sparky Radio, Giannis isn't going to get any better. It's all downhill from here due to age, health, etc. His inability to shoot jumpers or make free throws hamstrings this franchise moving forward. My reply to you on that is, it doesn't matter. Like, he's good enough to win a championship with. I promise you, he's good enough to win a championship with. Even if he doesn't do free throws and doesn't do jumpers, he's good enough as is to win a championship as he is currently.
We were all talking about how he is the best player in the NBA right now. And he didn't look like it in this series. He did. Well, and granted, and you brought up a good point. How hurt was he?
We don't know. We have no idea. Tomorrow's the NFL draft, though. And I'll be busy, Packer fans. Odyssey's doing something special for this year's NFL draft. Brian Baldinger, Jason Lockenfora, hosting the 2023 Odyssey Draft Show tomorrow night. Join them on the first night of the draft as they talk with local experts from Odyssey podcasts across the country. I'll be joining them to give instant reaction analysis after the Packers pick tomorrow night. Leading up to the draft, check out Baldy's podcast In the Huddle for his expert prospect breakdowns. Draft show starts coming up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central. Listen on the free Odyssey app and watch on the Odyssey Sports YouTube page. I'll be in studio, and I'll be here for the whole first round because the Packers have multiple too, so they could trade back up into the first round. We might have 2 first-round picks. Who knows? So I'll be hanging out here watching the draft by myself in the studio and waiting to go on the Odyssey Sports draft show.
And everything.
What'd you say?
Order some pizza and everything.
Yeah, I might. Yeah. Mike the Painter tweets at Sparky Radio. Butler owned Drew Holiday this whole series. That's why he is called Playoff Jimmy. Time out. Time the hell out. Listen here. Drew Holiday never should have been on Jimmy freaking Butler. Like that. The point guard should not be guarding Jimmy Butler. He got put on Jimmy Butler because Chris Middleton, who I was lobbying to cover him, couldn't do a damn thing against him. Jay Crowder was supposed to be a guy that was supposed to help. You didn't want to play him. Joe Ingles and Grayson Allen have no chance in hell guarding against Grayson Allen. So that wasn't going to happen either at this point. So literally, by default, Drew Holiday had to go guard him. And you want to know what happened? It screwed up his offense on top of it because he was dead dog tired every game from having to chase Jimmy Butler around for 4 quarters every night.
Man, it was just bad all the way around. Like, I never felt comfortable watching the Bucks any of these games. I
really wish this was Jack Daniels. I'll be honest with you.
Hold on, I'm at the house. I got
Pepsi Zero Sugar. I wish it was Jack.
I got some Casamigos in the refrigerator.
That would work too.
Hold on. Look at here, Sparky. Hold on.
Pulling it out. Man. Look at you, man. That's how you do it right there. That's how you do it right there.
Signed by Ludacris.
True Golden Eagles says, how is John Horst continuing to get a pass? You traded 1,000 second rounders for Jay Crowder. Use every diamond free agency on Joe Ingles. Second best wing defender is 36-year-old Wesley Matthews, and decided not to trade Grayson Allen for an upgrade.
But here's my thing, Sparky. We looked good though. We looked good. It seemed like everything was working. Grayson Allen was like, we looked good. We looked good until this series. And now it's all falling apart. Now, is it because people are old or this and that? I don't know at this point, but we look great. We look good enough. We got the number 1 seed. We look good. Everything seemed like it worked. And now we get to the playoffs and it crumbles. And we're like, well, it's because he was bad. He was bad. Like, I can see you having a bad game, but a bad series?
That's where we're at.
How you have a bad series?
When you have Giannis, it's championship or bust every year. So if you get beat in the playoffs, people want somebody's heads to roll. When you get beat by an 8 seed, heads better roll from somewhere because Bucks fans are pissed. And with all due respect, they got every reason to be pissed. I don't think Bud's going to get fired over it. And John Horst ain't going to get fired over it. So if y'all think that's going to happen, that's not happening. Look, will the roster be made over to be a little bit younger next offseason or this summer? Possibly. But again,
65.
I just can't imagine Chris Middleton going anywhere because Giannis is going to fight to keep him, I think.
Yep.
Unless there's a problem there that we don't know about. And then Brook Lopez, if he leaves, you got nobody to protect the rim. You have nobody. You almost have to run it back unless you trade Drew Holiday. You know, people are like, oh, trade Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. Sure. Why does Portland do that? Why exactly?
Why would they?
Portland's going to want ones. You have none.
For sure.
You have nothing. They're not going to Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard straight up. Oh, we'll trade him a young player. Marshawn Beauchamp, that's going to get the deal done? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't even know how. All I know is I paid $70 for these 2 damn playoff chains, and they done.
Well, you have them for next year. I mean, it's a nice playoff chain. How much were they? $35 a piece?
$35 a piece.
Damn. Is it plastic?
No, yeah.
$35 and it's hard plastic.
Hey, I'll bring them to the station tomorrow so you can check it out yourself.
That's just
Hey, this is horrible. How can the Bucks get better from this though? Because as constructed, like I said, we were number 1 seed, and now we're talking about what can we do to get better? And that's the thing, because Drew didn't play well.
again. It's not the first postseason that he hasn't played well.
And I thought he would be ready this because he was killing. He had a nice stretch when Chris was out. He was the go-to. He was hitting clutch shots in it. I even told Promise, I said Drew is ready this year. So if anything goes, he can go ahead and get us a bucket every time he needs to.
And then he had to guard Jimmy Butler for 4 quarters every night.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you played. I mean, how much energy is being exerted? That's why you don't have stars guarding stars. That does not happen in the NBA for that reason.
Not to the fourth quarter.
Right.
Stars don't guard stars until the fourth quarter because that's when it's all on the line. You want to, like you said, you want to save yourself. Like I would tell people all the time, I wouldn't play no real defense until the second half because I wanted to use all my fouls. I didn't want to get in any foul trouble. I say, okay, so now I'm going to use all my fouls. That's how I did it. I was like, nah. Like you see these people talking about they only got like 2-3 fouls in the fourth quarter. I'm like, bro, y'all wouldn't play no defense.
That's right.
You're not playing if your first foul comes in the fourth quarter, you ain't playing no defense. You're not. So that's how I was like, bro, I want to guard the best player. If size-wise, like you said, in the fourth quarter, Giannis should have been like, man, I got Jimmy.
Yes.
Everybody stay home. I got Jimmy.
I got him. He's mine.
Yep.
That's right.
You could see, if you watch every time they came down in the fourth quarter, you could see nobody wanted the ball. They were kind of like, hey, nope, you take it. Nope, you take it. Okay, I'll try it. I might make it. Nobody was like, give me the ball. I got this. Nobody. Everybody was like, oh, you open. No, you open. No, you open. And then when Giannis had his little jump hook, you could see, like, he wasn't definitive with his moves.
No, because he hadn't hit jack crap in the second half.
He was.
I think he was 6 of 8 in the first half, and he was horrible in the second half.
It was hard. It was hard to watch. And like you said, it wasn't that the Miami was that good. The Bucks were like,
you got beat by one dude, essentially. I mean, Gabe Vincent was Fred VanVleet for half, but outside of that, you got beat by one dude. Tyler Hero goes out in this series. Oladipo goes out in this series, and they still beat you.
How does Grayson Allen have to take the game-winning shot? Is my question.
Because Middleton and Holiday couldn't figure out how to get out of their own damn way.
You got Chris out
and there. You had 2 timeouts, by the way, that you didn't use.
Look, I would have just shot a long 3 before I try to go into the cup and did what I was like, bro, what are y'all doing? Get a shot up. This is the game winner.
He's looking right at the shot clock. Like he could see it going down. And he never got it off. I'd have rather just try to at least shoot and get it blocked and not for it to be in my hand and we lose the game. Now, I don't get it. Like I said, they look bad. They look bad the whole series, and I hate to talk about them like that. Oh, you fair with it? No, I'm not a fair. I'm looking at it. Y'all know they look bad. Horrible. And I believe the Bucks know they look bad. Yep. I believe they're in the locker room like, man, what is going on? What happened? Because if they go back and watch this tape, if they go back and watch every game from this series, they're going to be looking at each other like, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. They need to do a retreat or something and get back because they looked horrible. They got a lot of time. Hey, I'm sitting here like, what I'm going to do now? Yeah. Now who am I rooting for in the playoffs now? I don't even know. What happened in that Kings game? Did they lose? Oh, I would assume they did. I'm going to go look. Oh, boy, finger was hurt? 105.90. Oh, no, that's not updated. Let me update this. Yeah, Fox's finger was hurt, but he hit the first 3 threes, I think, that he had or something like that. Something like that. That's adrenaline. Yeah, he was playing well early. Where the hell are the NBA scores? The Lakers going to close. Golden State beat them 123-116. So that game goes back to Golden State and it's over. So Golden State's going to win. Memphis crushed the Lakers and people were melting down on Twitter because Darvin Ham wouldn't pull LeBron James and Anthony Davis at the end of a blowout. The Knicks advance
I see
in
that.
their series, and the Heat advance in their series. So.
Hey, these New York fans going crazy, bro. I'm happy for New York, but these New York fans got me like, bro, calm down.
I hope they beat Miami. I'll root for them. Got me. I'm in.
Hey, look, I gotta, as a hooper, I gotta show respect to Jimmy Buckets. He did what he was supposed to do, and you could be mad and say, "Oh no, he did what he was supposed to do," and all I can do is, bro, he single-handedly beat us. What can you say?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He did single-handedly beat us. Odyssey Sports YouTube page, Green and Growing, Seahawk comments, coaching. Now we have a chance to get Nick Nurse, who was available before we decided on Coach Bud, and then he put the Kings lost. Yes, thank you, Seahawk. Nick Nurse, Mike Budenholzer, who would you rather have? Both have a championship.
Paper, rock, scissors.
You think it's that close?
Yeah. At this point, that's how I feel about it. Because at least Bud has a championship with you.
Well, Nurse has a championship when he had Kawhi, but that's the only time he's had a star.
That is true.
He had a star for a year and won a championship. He ain't had Giannis for 5, 6, 7 years. That he ain't had that luxury of being able to get that done. I don't know. If they fire Bud to hire Nick Nurse, would I be mad? No, I won't be mad. Will I be shocked? Absolutely floored. If they fire Budenholzer, I will be absolutely floored. If Lazary was still here and he was in control, I would say you got a chance at this. They might just fire him with Lazary in control. But Edens has the final say. Jimmy Haslam just got here. He's got no say. No chance. There's just no chance. I mean, well, again, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't think Paul Chris would get fired as Badgers head coach. I thought there was no chance of that happening. And they shocked the world and got Luke Fickell of all people and didn't go to Jimmy Leonard. So miracles do happen. So maybe there's another miracle in store for us Wisconsin fans. I don't know. We got Giannis. That's a miracle. Who thought we would have ended up with Giannis? Not me.
Yeah, this is tough because, like I said, just looking at it, I'm looking at the players. It seemed like to me the players weren't ready. Like I said, there's something going on in the locker room. So do you want to put the coach? You want to blame Bud on that, not calling timeout, stuff like that? You can. He can be the fall guy at this point because you lost, and you lost to an 8th seed. How many times did that happen in the NBA?
Yeah. This is the third time.
Yeah. So it's and he could definitely. I do believe he's on the hot seat. I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired.
Orlando says at Sparky Radio, I don't understand the inbounds to Drew Holiday at the end of regulation. Middleton just made 2, was on fire and a better shooter. Plan looked to be to go to Drew all the way. That's a Bud question. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's all Bud. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. But I would love to know what Wes Edens is thinking. I would love to know what he is thinking at this point. And John Horst, for that matter. Yeah. GA, man, how'd you enjoy hanging out on the Green and Growing podcast, buddy?
Hey, man, hey, look, I enjoy, it's like being in the studio with you, hey, they don't know how often we talk like this.
Almost every day.
All the time.
All the time, especially NBA. Always talking NBA. He is DJ GA. Follow him on Twitter at DJ GEE_A. Right.
Now, let me ask you this part. So what's next now? The Bucks, what are you talking about now? The Packers?
Well, we still got Green and Growing. We'll still do it a couple times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the offseason. Nathan Marzian and myself. And then I do Kurt and Long podcasts, Rogers Trade and all that stuff. You can go download that as well on your Odyssey app, wherever you download your favorite podcast. Talking about the Aaron Rodgers trade tomorrow night on the draft show on the Odyssey Sports YouTube page after the Packers. Got the PBA Bowling Show, Spare Time Bowling Show podcast that we do. Phil Bryla, Dwight Albrecht, and myself. You can download that as well. We recapped the World Series of Bowling this week. So I'll be busy, GA. No problem. I mean, we got the rest of the playoffs to talk about in Green and Growing. We got the off season. We got all kinds of stuff. We'll find stuff to talk about.
Hey, I thought about you over the weekend too, because I ran my first half marathon.
Ooh!
I ran my first half marathon. I did it under 2 hours. I did it in 1:56.
That's about right. Because a full marathon, your goal probably should be about 4:15 or so.
Really?
For a full marathon. So you're right where you should be. Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing about it too is, Sparky, I didn't dog it, but I just wanted to make sure I finished because I didn't know, I didn't want to pull a hamstring and then trying to go too fast.
Yeah.
So when I got to the end, I kind of I sprinted in. I was like, I could have ran it a little faster, but I just wanted to get it done first because you don't know how your body's gonna react to 13.
Where did you run it?
Huh?
Where?
Oh, it was the Brew City Marathon.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I felt very accomplished, and I thought about it because you know what we're gonna do at Bastille Days? I'm gonna do the 5K, I think.
I did that wearing a Phantom of the Opera costume one year.
Hey, somebody had
I did it in what was it, 18 minutes, 19 minutes, 6-minute miles.
Ooh, you were moving.
And I couldn't breathe with my mask on. I was having all kinds of problems, man. I was sweating. My cape was flowing behind me, wearing my gloves.
Somebody ran at Sub-Zero. Get over here. I see them.
Oh my God.
Look,
that's crazy.
I just wanted to get it done.
DJ GA, see Sparky, Fifer, thanks for tuning us in. Nathan Marzan will be back next week. Enjoy the rest of the off season, I guess, because that's what's left. I guess. Yeah. So, all right. Enjoy. Bucks really screwed this one up. Goodbye.